Hey guys. We have a really interesting story that goes back a while. I don't know if you guys remember this Oregon 11. So these are the Republican state senators in Oregon who walked out to prevent a climate bill from coming into effect. The Governor Kate Brown actually issued a directive for the police to go find them. They didn't have enough votes to block the climate bill, but if they walked out, presumably they blocked quorum. They actually did wanted posters on them, on everything, but they couldn't get them back in time. Session ended. So this session, this year in February, they tried to pass the climate bill again. Um, and they walked out again, and again they blocked the climate bill. So one of them was Fred Giraud, okay, and he was very proud to block it. And in fact, he had done this whole thing where he brought in a pseudoscientist from the Heritage Foundation that Trump had bragged about, they did this hilarious hearing, and the guy said, "Oh, what do you want to get taken to the hospital with? A horse and buggy or an ambulance?" I'm like, first of all, that doesn't say anything about climate change. So, yeah, I get it. We're a modern society. I like air conditioning too. The question is, what can we live with so that we don't burn down the planet? Not do we want to go back to horse and buggy? So obviously, it's not a real scientist. It's not a guy who's actually trying to solve the problem. And it's actually the kind of like sophistry that, right-wing children would enjoy. Like 13-year-olds would get convinced by that when Ben Shapiro says it. So, but that wasn't the best part of the hearing. And we're going to get to what happened to State Senator Giraud in a second. And it's loaded with irony. And I think you could probably already tell from the title. But anyways, Giraud asked him, now, the Heritage Foundation, you're not backed by any oil interests, right? And expert, I pause because I'm like, expert testimony. It's hilarious. Anyway, he's like, no. 80% of our contributions at the right-wing think tank Heritage Foundation come from individuals. Now, what he didn't say was one of those individuals gives a giant amount of money, and his name is Charles Koch. And he makes a ton of money from oil refineries and chemical products. All of that leads to carbon in the air, leads to climate change, is definitely part of the fossil fuel industry. But he says it with a straight face. Giraud's like, oh, great, no oil. See, no oil. Just individuals. Poor little individuals like billionaire Charles Koch has $40 to $50 billion. That's all. And made somewhat from oil. That's it. All right, anyway, so I think that you guys know giant fires all up and down the West Coast, including in Oregon. State Senator Giraud's house burns down. He called it his forever home. Apparently not. So now, is there a little schadenfreude? Yes, there is. Okay, do we celebrate it? Of course not. By the way, whenever I do these live, I do shout outs for our members. So GM Dave, thank you for being a member. I could tell because I see the badge, TYT badge next to your guys' names. Look, honestly, you make the show happen. Without you, there is no Young Turks. I love doing it with you guys. I absolutely love it. I love that we rely on you guys and not the billionaires like the right wings does, like the Heritage Foundation does, like that state senator does. Anyway, you hit the join button below, and if you do it while I'm on air, I shout out your name too, and the YouTube super chats too. All right, so now, but here comes the best part. Now, all that is, it's bad, right? It's bad. Climate change creates this giant fire in Oregon. It burns down the climate denier's house. So what's his explanation? Gentle Giant Glass, thank you for being a member. Appreciate it. He says, no, the problem wasn't climate change. No, of course not. No. Hey, look at this. Anthony123FW, thank you for joining just now. Appreciate it, brother. So he says, climate change is not the problem. The environmentalists have loaded up the timber area with nothing but fuel. That cost me my house. Oh, for God's sake. So his theory is it wasn't like the environmentalists fighting climate change didn't try to save him. They said there would be extreme weather. They said there would be extreme heat. They said there would be extreme fires. But they're not the good guys. They're the bad guys. Koch Industries are the good guys who created part of creating climate change in the first place. But the environmentalists trying to save them are the bad guys. Unbelievable. Peter Jacobson, thank you for just joining. Gage Foley, thank you for being a member. Love you guys. All right, so anyways, we go back to this guy. And then, so why are the environmentalists the bad guys when they were trying to help him? He says, it's because they're loading up the area with timber. He says, we have too many woods. Paul Ong, Science Bunnies, thank you for joining. Senator Girard could have used some science bunnies. We have too many trees, said the Republican whose house burnt down because of climate change. We have too many trees. Bob Sarich Guitar, TF Cooks, you guys are wonderful members. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Join button below, and you become a Young Turks member. At the higher levels, you get more and more of our videos and programming. James Little, thanks for the shout out. All the way from New Zealand. I love that you guys are all across the world. I'm in my house. Hey, we got a new studio. You see this? Home studio, kind of. Anyways, and I'm talking to you. You're in New Zealand. All of you are all across the country. Anyway, back to Gerard. Last thing, guys. I don't know if you know this, and the right wing apparently does not know this. The AJ Duenas, thank you for the YouTube super chat. David Lerfeld, thank you for being a member. Trees actually are one of our few hopes for fighting climate change. Do you know how the whole thing works with the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, and how the trees soak up the carbon dioxide and give oxygen? That's a good thing. That's a wonderful thing, right? No. For Republicans, trees are the problem. Oil barons are the solution. Oh, climate change burned down my house? No, it was the goddamn trees. If we just cut all the trees, we'll be fine. I mean, these guys are like, you guys watch or read the Lorax? I mean, they're out of the Lorax. They're like, just cut all the trees, and everything will be great. All right. Anyway, his forever house is gone. The other day when Trump, when he was in the West talking about the fires, he said, actually, science doesn't know. Oh, all the world's scientists don't know, but Trump knows. Yeah, that's really likely. David Haldane. Oh, wow, watching for 12 years. Thank you, brother. Oh, the camera's awesome? Great, wonderful. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Guys, we've been doing this for 18 years, 15 years online. We're actually the oldest show in internet history. How cool is that? We're YouTube's first partner. And all throughout, it's you guys. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, we're doing the fundraising, tyt.com/go. I read the names, $3, $5, $1,000, it doesn't matter. I love you guys. All right, let's go save the planet, man. You guys give me hope. I think you give the rest of the country hope. I think we can win. You know, I think we can win, and I think we can save the planet. Step one is get rid of the idiots. So that's Trump and the Republicans. The last thing, Ben Shapiro. The other day, we covered this on the show. Oh, Bob, that's awesome. You have an original $25 producer membership from back in the day. By the way, you can still do that if you're on a member on our website, tyt.com/join. You could actually upgrade. You could also upgrade on YouTube membership too. So tyt.com/upgrade is the way to do it on our website. And Bob, thanks for all those years and for putting in as much as you could. That's awesome. So also a member on YouTube. God, who doesn't love you, Bob? Okay, I love talking to you guys. Okay, all right, last thing. So Shapiro is like, I'm going to leave California. The climate change, everybody knows it's real. The question is, how do you fight it? No. Dina81, thank you for being a member on Young Turks, TYT, and Twitch. So, no, the entire Republican Party denies it. What are you talking about? Oh, Joe, we all know it. All of a sudden, you're going to acknowledge it? Now, a Republican congressman came out the other day, like, I think it was Barrasso, was actually senator. I think climate change is real. We all know it was real. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You lied the whole time. We heard you. You said it wasn't real. It wasn't man-made. It wasn't a big deal. Now that your houses are burning down, most of you are like, oh, yeah, it's real. It's real. I just don't want to know. But we shouldn't do anything about it. Oh, my donors, right? Except this guy, I'll give Gerard credit for staying true, even as climate change burned down his house. He's like, I don't know. No, it wasn't the Cokes. It was you. If it wasn't for you meddling environmentalists, we would have already cut down all the trees and I wouldn't have had this fire problem. And I'll give Shapiro credit for this. He said he was so frustrated with California. We told him, all right, then get the hell out. Leave. Love it or leave it, baby. Some people don't get that I'm flipping Republican talking points on his head. Anyways, and you know what? He left. He announced the other day that he's leaving California and he's going to Nashville. Young Turks for the win. California, you're welcome. You're welcome. Watch Moana. You'll understand what I'm saying. Okay, J.R. Hernandez, thank you for being a member. And Rogan left. Look, guys, if you guys want to leave L.A., that's awesome. Please leave. Who wants to talk to conservative douches in L.A.? Nobody. Kathy Harvey, thank you. And thanks for keeping us independent, like you said. I love that they think it's like a threat. Oh, yeah? Ben Shapiro's going to leave your city. Thanks, God. I thought you'd never leave. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. Okay, so, I'm done. And thank you to all of you guys. tyt.com/go. Hit the join button. Do all that fun stuff. See you soon.